Hello from an amazing day in the pasture. It is stunning out here today. It's a little chilly, it's a little breezy, but the sun is shining. There's no clouds in the sky, it's not raining, and I have goats following me around. What more could you ask for? So the girls have been kicked out of their stall for a short period of time. I mentioned a few videos ago. Gosh, could have been a lot of videos ago at this point. We've got some projects going on in the barn. Those are continuing, and it does require that they get kicked out of their stall. So they're a little mad. They'll survive. I also want to clean the stall, but I can't do that because the project is ongoing. So that'll be something I'll have to do after work tomorrow. Fun times. But anyway, the project's very exciting. We are upgrading our barn camera system. It's been about 7 years since we installed the original cameras. And while they're still working perfectly and suit my needs, they are no longer supported. As technology has moved on, of course, unfortunately, the company that made them, while still in existence, is no longer supporting the software for these particular cameras. So we decided to take the opportunity to not take the risk of something going wrong during kidding season and not being able to see everybody, especially with us being back in the office this year, and upgrade our camera system. So that's kind of fun. I'll get better views. I'll get more views. Camera pricing has gone down so significantly that we're able to increase both the resolution. Of course, I already had HD, so I don't know how much better it's going to get, but hey, I'll take anything I can get. But increase the resolution, increase the view capability all the way into corners and places that we weren't able to see before. Still have all the same pan tilt zooms. And actually, because technology has dropped so much, I can now get some cameras in to stalls that I haven't had cameras in before, right? So I haven't had cameras in the buck stall. There was never a need for it. Same thing with the pigs, never a need for it. And the outdoors covered the donkeys for me. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to finish up that project well before kidding season for once. We're not in a rush. Get the cameras tested, get everything working and functional, both on the phone and on the computers, of course, so that we can keep a watch on everybody. Even since the last time I was in the pasture, which was only about, really only about 3 or 4 days ago at this point, bodies have changed, and this is what's going to happen with the girls. Whoops, sorry about that. You don't need to see Ren pee. This is what's going to happen with the girls over the next 6 to 8 weeks, right? Is we're going to see their bodies start to shift. Denali and JC are enormous already. Ren is definitely rounding out and becoming a bit of a beach ball. Sock Monkey is rounding out as well. And I know last time we spoke, which again was only a few days ago, I was not very sure about Misty and Persephone. And even in these few days, Misty's body has changed a bit and her sides are starting to protrude, which is a good sign. Now, again, she could just have a food baby in there, but I don't think so. And Persephone has also started to round out a bit. So I know it's hard to tell from the angles, but she's definitely started to become wider. I think Lotus is a really good example of a goat that doesn't get wide, right? So if we look at a front view of Lotus, maybe if they cooperate with me. Hi, Rennie. Her body sort of doesn't jut out, right? It goes straight back from her head to her tush without much protrusion on the sides. And then if we look at Denali from the front end, you can see that both sides are sticking out. Same thing with JC, right? Thank you, Misty, for your tush. Always so helpful. But if we look at JC from the front, you know, you can see both her sides. Of course, you can more see Misty's tush than anything. Hi, Denali. Well, they're not being very cooperative. There we go, JC. Now I have to move, though. Let's see if we can get this now. So when you look at them straight on, you can see, oh, yeah, they're not going to cooperate. Okay. Mom and daughter, Emma, JC, are not going to cooperate, but here, we'll do the top view. You can see that JC's sides are pronounced, right, in comparison to Emma's. So all good signs. And the changes will continue, right? They'll continue to get a bit wider. We call them wide loads and beach balls by the time we're done. And they will, as they get closer, which is always interesting, those big, high, round balls up on their sides will drop. And that's babies getting into position. That's their bodies shifting and getting ready to give birth. And of course, at that point, we hope to have udders. We've got some low flying, actually, vulture just came over. See, I'm totally distracted from the last video with the hawks. But it's the kind of day where they are actively hunting and out, so not surprising that they're catching some shadows and some views. But anyway, that's what's happening here. We've got camera installation happening. We've got girls growing babies. We've got dogs running free. Look at Bailey, he's so happy. No matter what is going on, he's just a happy little dog. Tonka's out, driving them nuts. We got the whole crew here. And the donkeys are waiting for their turn in the spotlight. So I think I'll leave it there. We'll take a walk over to the donkeys and say hi to them. We'll see if the boys want to come out. I can see Phineas from here, so he may want to come out and visit. And we're just going to enjoy what is probably the last day of warmer weather before the next cold snap. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind. And if you're feeling really kind, hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot. Thanks so much. Bye for now.